Well, a former leader of CitiGroup recently made a prediction of what every large bank in the United States and in the world is going to be doing with crypto in the next 1 to 3 years. And spoiler alert, it's going to really benefit one specific company and one specific token. I'm going to get into what that is. And also, Jack Dorsey and Twitter just announced that they are launching a new cryptocurrency team. And in this video, I'm going to tell you what some of the ideas they said they actually have in mind. I'm also going to be going over some XRP technical analysis, some price analysis based on some big movements that was happening this morning. I'm also going to tell you what Bitcoin and gold had to do with it, as well as the S&P 500 and the Dow Jones. And also, a Ripple executive yesterday gave some pretty harsh words to some US regulatory bodies. I'm going to tell you what he said in this video. Hey everyone, my name is Randy and welcome back to the Late Night Grind. Right now on this channel, we are covering the Ripple versus the SEC case, as well as other cryptocurrency news, investment markets, and personal finance. So if any or all of those topics interest you, make sure you subscribe to the Late Night Grind. Also, don't forget to hit that bell notification icon so YouTube will send you a notification when I release a new video. And I believe people in the crypto space are the most generous people on the planet. So if you are feeling generous, go ahead and smash the thumbs up button and watch this video all the way to the end. Those are really the two best things that you can do to support a YouTube channel. And also, I want to say a big thank you. This channel did pass 75,000 subscribers the other day, so a big thank you to all my new subscribers. All right, well, let's jump into it. Well, Jack Dorsey and Twitter just announced yesterday that they're going to be creating a cryptocurrency team relating to some activities that Twitter wants to jump into in the cryptocurrency space. Now, Jack Dorsey has made no bones about it. He is a big Bitcoin and cryptocurrency fan. And even earlier this year, he released a feature on Twitter where you could actually tip verified users in Bitcoin using iOS, and right now they're building one out for Android. Well, the news came out about this cryptocurrency team and some of their focuses, and they announced that the main points of this is basically to try and push the limits of what's possible for identity, payments, community, and ownership through the cryptocurrency technologies. They're also currently working on a feature that will allow Twitter users to hold and display their NFTs. And with the announcement from several platforms that they're going to be building out NFT marketplaces, might not be a bad time to actually research that NFT market, maybe even mint your own. So I'm going to talk about some of the price movements of XRP that happened earlier this morning when it ran from about $1.24 up to close to $1.34 in a very short period of time. And it didn't take long for people to figure out that, well, that's because Bitcoin and a lot of others were also running up at the same time. Now, XRP happened to have a big 5.5% move during that time, which is a little bit larger than most of the other moves, but nonetheless, there was a lot of others moving as well. Bitcoin, of course, was also one of them. It actually touched 69,000 right on the nose before it pulled back and is now into some consolidation and profit taking, as what typically happens right after it hits a new all-time high. But specifically for XRP, I was watching some technical analysis over the past couple of days, and this is not new news, but right now $1.40 would be a resistance level that you're going to want to look for XRP to actually break through. And if it does, then you're probably looking at $1.70 to $1.75 would be the next resistance level. So it's basically a clear shot to there. And if it happens to break through that, then you're looking at $2 being imminent. And if you zoom out and look at the long term, you can see that XRP is absolutely trending that way. And many are calling for parabolic moves starting at the end of November and into December. But just before I started making this video, I noticed that Bitcoin had a deeper pullback, as well as some other things, one being the S&P 500 and the Dow Jones. And typically, when those have some drastic pullbacks, you'll also see that reflected in the crypto market, which is kind of interesting because a lot of people say that the crypto market, specifically Bitcoin, is that hedge against inflation, is that hedge against the volatility of the stock market, which is kind of funny because crypto is pretty darn volatile. But nonetheless, they were actually pulling back in tandem, and they've done this before. But the Bitcoin and crypto market tends to rebound much, much quicker. And some other coins that have recently been making big moves that I covered in my video yesterday, which is Cardano, and another one I wanted to make mention of, which is HNT, which is Helium, which of course they're attempting to build out the decentralized wireless network. And the number of miners of HNT are absolutely exploding. Might be one to keep an eye on, as it recently went from about $7 to $24 to a high of $58, and it's now sitting at about $45, all in a matter of several months. And I always make mention of the Solana story, which was $1.51 on January 1st, the beginning of this year, and is now of close to $250. Well, HNT was one that earlier this year was at about $1.20 and is now sitting at $45. And now I want to talk about the former leader of CitiGroup, Vikram Pandit, who had some predictions that all major banks, securities firms, financial institutions are going to be doing in the next 1 to 3 years. And his prediction was that they're going to be looking into cryptocurrencies. that's not a shocker. But you might want to pay attention to what he specifically said. He didn't just say they're looking into cryptocurrencies. He said they're going to be looking into offering products, services, and trading to their customers. Now, is there a product out there that would allow big banks and financial institutions to allow trading and allow cryptocurrency offerings to their customers? I wonder, was it the one announced yesterday from Ripple called the Ripple Liquidity Hub? Yeah, that one. I think you know where I was going with this. That is some major news and a major prediction if, in fact, all these major banks and all these major securities firms around the world are going to be looking to do that. Now you know why Ripple's actually launching this next year in 2022. It's not just a lead generation product for their own RippleNet and vice versa, but in fact, this is due to customer demand. They saw this coming and they were absolutely determined to make it happen. And if you're still not a fan of XRP and where it may or may not go, then you at least might want to put Ripple's IPO on your things to look out for list. And finally, the GM of RippleNet, Ashish Brilla, he came out yesterday while at the Yahoo Finance Decrypt cryptocurrency conference with some strong words for the United States regulatory makers. He stated that United States regulators need to get with the program and actually create proactive regulations. He cited how RippleNet's volume is actually mostly overseas, and that is because he points out to the fact that there are many other countries that already have regulatory clarity specifically for XRP. And these aren't new words. He's actually echoing what a lot of other CEOs and other fintech CEOs are echoing for the US regulators, and that is to come up with some guidance to allow these fintech companies to follow. Not only is that going to help the fintech companies, that is going to help investors figure out what they should and shouldn't avoid. All right, guys, so as I was actually editing this video behind me, I was watching the charts over here, and if you look really closely on the right-hand side, you will see that Bitcoin is in the midst of a flash crash. This typically signals liquidations, and if you look on the screen to my right, you probably can't see it. It's the Bybit liquidations page, and as you can see, there is a ton of it going on. Within the last hour, over 135 million in liquidations happened from exchanges. About half of that coming in Bitcoin, and about 60% of that volume came directly from Binance. I also looked and I saw that XRP also had about 5 million in long liquidations of its own. So if you want to hop on the chart and see exactly why that happened, all you have to do is go to Bybit liquidations and see over here, and you'll see exactly why that is happening. So if you're new to the crypto market, new to this space, and you want to wonder what the heck these little flash crashes are, well, it's these guys over here. So basically, people trade with leverage, meaning they trade with 5x, 10x, even 100x leverage to try to make more gains, assuming that the price of Bitcoin is going to continue to climb. And if it was going to do a straight shot, then everybody would trade with leveraged longs. But guess what? Bitcoin goes up and down quite a bit. And what happens when it goes down and you're trading with leveraged longs? Well, the exchange takes your losses and liquidates everything you have in that position, and you're left with nothing. So let that be a warning to you and an educational lesson on what these are and why you see them so often in the crypto space. Well, that's going to be it for today's video. I appreciate you watching all the way to the end. Don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, go ahead and check out the community tab where I put out some polls recently to ask what the late night grind community thinks about the crypto space, the Ripple versus the SEC case, and this coming winter's market cycle. All right, thank you so much for watching. And as always, I'll see you guys on the next video.